Why do you overthink? Why is overthinking such a problem for you? Why does it seem like you just can't stop your mind from thinking about something negative happening in the future? Because that's all overthinking is just your mind thinking of multiple different scenarios of thoughts and different act. That's all overthinking is just your mind projecting itself, trying to assume, trying to guess what could potentially happen in the future. And a lot of times when you come to terms, when you finally catch your sanity, you realize that a lot of the things, a lot of the thoughts that you overthought aren't true. They aren't real. And that's what you have to realize majority of the time, is that most of your thoughts aren't real. When you are overthinking, when you have a problem with overthinking, a lot of the thoughts aren't real. Whether it comes to a relationship, whether it comes to your performance in a sport, whether it's your performance on a test, an exam, confidence in your abilities, confidence in that a situation will be right, confidence that a situation will turn out right, comes from aligning with your soul, being present, allowing things to be, allowing things to just flow as they are, non-judgmentally. But how do you combat overthinking other than that? Which I will go into further detail about that later in the video. But how do you combat overthinking? Well, first, what we have to do is we have to change our mindset about it. We have to realize that there's certain things in this life that we can't control. And a huge part of overthinking, a lot of times people overthink, it's because of a relationship. It's because of what someone else is doing, how someone else is feeling, how someone else cares, how much someone cares about a situation, how much they don't care about a situation. What your mind wants is it wants complete control over your external world. Your mind is externalized. Your mind only understands what it sees. It can only comprehend what it sees, what it thinks, what it feels. So the mind wants to be able to control your whole life situation. It wants the people around it to act as it is already imagined in its head. Maybe someone has done you dirty and it imagines that they want that person to come crying to you, sitting on their knees, begging you to bring them back. And that doesn't happen. Your mind may want someone to care. You may be talking to them or trying to get into a relationship with them, and they don't really like you as much. And your mind wants them to like you. Your mind you feel so much resistance towards what's going on. And you have to realize that people are going to be their own people. And that the only thing you really can control is what you do on a day-to-day basis. What you do from week to week, from month to month, from year to year. How you feel about a situation. What your thoughts are. How positive or negative your thoughts are, or how positive or negative you allow your thoughts to be. How far or how deeply you get caught up in a negative headspace. Your actions. Maybe someone has lied to you. Maybe someone has done you wrong, scammed you. And you may think the thoughts of, man, I'm finna whoop their ass when I see them. Or if I catch them outside, it's on sight. You have the consciousness and awareness to understand, I'm not finna assault this person. I can feel how I feel. I can be angry and I can give them a lip. I can give them a tongue lashing, or I can choose not to. I'm allowed to be angry, but I don't have to hit them. I don't have to attack them. I can be adult about this. I don't have to react in a way where I could potentially ruin my whole life. A girl may cheat on you, and you can't control what she does. If she wants to cheat, she's gonna cheat. And you may be thinking everything in your power you want to, but you don't, and you shouldn't, because you understand that you can control whether you decide to attack a person. You control what comes out of your mouth. You control how aggressive you decide to approach the situation or react to the situation. What you can't control is whether your girlfriend decides to go out and cheat, your wife decides to go out and cheat, or whether your job gets bought out, or whether you get fired because of political reasons, or whether you don't get hired for a job for political reasons. These are examples of things that you can or cannot control. I used to play basketball, and my biggest thing was confidence. My biggest issue was being able to play with confidence. Because I would always imagine, like, the night before the game, I would always imagine, like, damn, this is what I'm going to do. I will be in class, and I'm thinking, this is what I'm going to do. And I get into the game and I don't do any of it. I'd still play good, but I wouldn't do any of it. It wouldn't go how I thought it would go. Where I'm dunking and I'm yelling and I'm raising my hands up and the crowd is chanting my name. It ain't happened that way. But my mom wanted it to happen that way. There was plenty of times where my coach would not put me in and put someone else in that was not as good as me, because he had to think I was a senior and he was a junior. He had to think of next year. He had to think of making the people that were going to play next year happy rather than the people who are playing now who only had 1 year. He had to think of, well, I don't want them to quit our team for the next year, so I have to make them happy. And he sacrificed our winning season. That's something I couldn't control. The only thing I could control was when I do get on the court, how hard am I going to play? How hard am I going to contribute? How many points am I going to have? How good of a teammate am I going to be? Those are things I can control. Another way you can overcome overthinking is just by practicing meditation, bringing your focus to the present moment. Practice taking your awareness away from thought. That's all meditation is just taking your focus away from thought. And you do that over and over and over in meditation. Your mind is going to constantly come up with thoughts about this certain situation that is boggling your mind. Boggling. I've never used the word boggling, but you get the point. It gets the point across. Your mind's going to come up with all these struggles and resistance about how it wants things to be. And instead, you can let all that go. You can accept the way things are by just being here now, accepting the present moment for what it is and being non-judgmental. The mind is always going to be on a spectrum of I like it and I don't like it. And you have to be it's not even neutral. It's just like you have no preference about the situation. And it takes time. It's not going to happen naturally. I mean, your whole life, you've been judging things. You've been wanting to control things for your whole life because your mind wants to have this sense of importance. Your mind wants to have this sense of feeling good and never feeling bad. And when things don't go the way it wants, it feels bad. But it tries its best to feel good. And in the attempts to try and feel good, it ends up making things worse. And that doesn't mean that your mind is bad. That's just what the mind does. And the mind is good for doing what it does, actually, because when you think about it, no pun intended, but when you think about it, all it's doing is protecting you from potential hurt that could happen from a potential situation that could potentially turn negative. That's all it's doing. But when you don't listen to the mind, when you take your focus off of it, and when you just bring it into the present moment, you realize all I have is what I'm doing right now. I shouldn't be doing homework and thinking about what my girlfriend could be doing. She may be at her friend's house. I'm not supposed to be thinking what I'm doing. I'm supposed to be thinking about my homework. Or I'm recording a video. I shouldn't be thinking about, damn, I wish I was in a relationship, or I wish I was having sex right now. Like I get horny, got high testosterone. It happens. I'm at the gym and I shouldn't be thinking about what my 7th grade coach did to me back then. And I'm overthinking like, well, if I would have done this, then this would have happened. Or the way I may have been awkward in high school. And I was like, well, if I would have acted this way, I could have been way better out and I wouldn't have so much trauma. There's no point in thinking like that, because the way you acted, you did what you could with the information that you had. And you need to accept that. Anxiety happens when you live in the future. Depression happens when you live in the past. But peace happens when you live in the present moment. You need to get better at living in the present moment. And the third and final way to stop overthinking is to stop believing every single thought that comes in your head. I'm pretty sure you've had plenty of moments where you overthink about a situation. You may think that your girlfriend is cheating, or that your friend doesn't want to be friends with you anymore. You may be thinking all these thoughts. And then when y'all see each other in person, it's fine. She reassures you like, no, everything's fine. Now, if you're in a toxic relationship and, she kind of promiscuous and she's kind of untrustworthy, that's right. But we're talking about a good girl. You know, if you're with a good girl, or with a girl who's kind of degenerate, who's kind of promiscuous, who has like a bunch of male friends, you know what kind of girl is good or bad, and some of you don't. Video ideas for the future. But it's simple. Yeah, stop believing every thought that comes to your mind. Stop believing the thoughts, really. Because your thoughts create your reality. And the more negative thoughts that you allow your mind to think, or that you focus on, the more negatively you're going to act And the more that you're going to affect your situations in life, you're going to self-sabotage your relationships, your friendships, your business, your productivity, your work ethic, your self-improvement journey, your spiritual journey, all that. You're going to self-sabotage it because you're believing that you're not good enough, or that if you would have done this, then this would be different, or I should have acted this way, or I don't want this to happen. You're constantly judging, constantly resisting the present moment, thinking about something that may not even be happening. But when you think more positively, you start to act in a more positive way, in a more detached way, and you stop caring so much. And that stuff, things that you wanted when you were feeling negatively, they come to you and you don't even try to get them. You think negatively, you get negative things. You think positively, you get positive things. Let go. Stop believing that you're a failure. Stop believing that if you do feel negatively, if you do feel like shit, that you're a failure. That's not the case. I overthought for most of my life. Overthought, whatever. I was an overthinker for most of my life. And I can confidently say, like, I wouldn't be the person I am without those problems that I had. Because it really taught me, like, okay, I really need to be serious about aligning with my soul, meditation, getting out of my mind, getting into the present moment, and realizing that my negative feelings, my negative emotions, my negative thoughts control my reality. But I didn't try and change the thoughts. I didn't try to change how negatively my mind was thinking. All I did was just take my focus off of it and lived in the present moment. Whatever I was doing at that moment was what I was doing. If you like this type of content, subscribe for more videos. We're trying to get to 600 before the year end. That's the goal. So if you would be so kind as to subscribe, please. Comment where you are on your self-improvement journey. Like the video so we can get the YouTube algorithm rolling. We can get this video out to more people, and that'll help my content out. If you want more shorter content, you can follow my TikTok at DeepGameVert. Even though you really should be off TikTok, but if you just want your algorithm to be having like a self-improvement kind of motivational kind of content, maybe something you may be interested in. So, because if you're going to spend time on TikTok, you might as well get motivated to do the right thing rather than just doom scrolling over a bunch of bullshit. And yeah, we growing, we moving, and we locked in, gang. That was so corny. Fuck.